Good, okay. Welcome everybody to the playoff edition of the BKS show. Alongside with me is our MVP of the season in the BKS show, Stephen Gidney.
Thank you, Joe.
Guy has 100% attendance this year. And even hosted a couple of shows.
Missed 1 week.
Missed 1 week,
And
Commissioner, Mr. Sammy Estes.
Yes.
Here again. Looks like you're getting your fans to keep you on the show, huh? They didn't vote you off the island just yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Also, Jeffrey not making the playoffs doesn't have him as excited as he used to be.
Right. Jeff is, he doesn't know what he's doing. I think.
Fair weather fan, I think.
Yeah, he is what he is. Listen, I understand. He had a very tough season. No excuse not to be here tonight. But he's got his head in a ditch, and he's not happy. Maybe he'll win the night league.
A lot of action this week, boys. The ultimate matchup of 2 versus 3 was just that. 2 great games, 2 very evenly matched teams, and a surprising effort by the kids who kept the game close, I think, through the 6th.
So let's talk about that game first, because your game is 2, and there's a lot more to talk about on that. Let's just talk about our game. My game, which was the 4-5 matchup, a 1-9-inning game, would be Legend Leasing versus RFG.
Let's just go back to the predictions from last week's show. We had about 4 predictions.
Everybody
had the Legend Leasing in
except Jeffrey.
Easy game, and Jeffrey picked them
right
surprise
again.
upset.
Alpha again. Jeffrey has the.
No, but interesting. The game was not as expected.
You talk about predictions. There's this new guy on the website, the intelligent, the intellectual, I don't know. First of all, I don't know where all these guys come from. Okay, because Superman and the Superman's heroes, what do they call all the superheroes together?
I don't know.
There's something, they're called something.
Avengers.
I don't know what they're called. All these guys, I don't know where they're coming from. But the intellectual, he had this guy Ralph Sutton over Pete in his head-to-head matchups. That's who he picked. He picked Ralph Sutton over Pete.
That game.
He didn't even do that game.
Somebody picked Ralph Sutton over Pete. Why? No, because I'll tell you what happened.
I don't know if he had little Zolta better than David Catton.
Yeah, no, because
prediction.
So Pete comes to the field. He's a little late, but he comes to the field and he's fuming. He's mad at me. First of all, I don't know if you watched the show last week, but I was on. He goes, somebody on that website on that show said that they have the Sutton guy over me. Do they not know I'm a veteran in this league? I promise you,
that's what he needed.
No. The guy was fuming. He was so mad. He's like, who's screening this? You know? He goes, the guy pitched 1 season and he's in over. He was very upset, and I think it was a little bit of a fire for Pete.
I think this might have been Zool or Barry just making something up, because I don't remember seeing anything on the website. Anyone said
whatever. I don't know. Pete came to me and told me that. He was mad at me. I'm like, Pete, I wasn't even on the show, man.
Bottom line was Pete came up big yesterday, and it showed, because the kids struggled, and word around was Pete was on. And when Pete's on, he's as good as anybody.
He actually showed up late, and I thought it was going to get early for us, because the first guy in the game, he walked on 4 pitches.
Not a good sign.
So not a good sign. He walks David Towell on 4 pitches. Me and Teddy looked at each other. We said, okay, he got here a little late. Maybe he needed time to warm up. But the next 3 guys he got to pop up, and then he was in a groove. He was looking good. He was humming, and
he's not going to overpower you. He's a jump bowler, but an effective one in that.
He throws strikes, but he was also throwing some off-speed stuff when he's ahead of the count.
He's dangerous.
It allows him to throw some off-speed stuff, and it had them popping up. There was a lot of pop-ups. That being said, the game was tight through 5. We started the game off. We took a 1-0 lead in the first, an RBI by Teddy. That scored David Schoenholt.
Very quiet, David Schoenholt. Where's he been?
He's such a nice guy and such a good leadoff hitter for this team. I don't know what he's batting. He's got to be batting at least 4 something.
I think he's in the low 4s.
It's 4 something. He had one bad week.
He's been quiet though. Usually he's involved on the website and the guest book, and he gets himself out there. Everybody loves him, so they love to hear him speak. But he's been quiet.
David emails me privately all the time.
I know he's involved. He's just quietly involved.
doing unbelievable job leading off, and I'm very happy. And now he's catching also Pete, because Pete wasn't thrilled with who he had behind the plate, just getting him out of a rhythm. Because we had a rookie catcher back there, but now Dave's catching, so he's getting Pete into that groove, which I think is helping Pete.
So we're in the 5th.
So that being said, we took 1-0. We took a 1-0 lead in the first. Okay, very nice. They had in the second they had their 6, 7, 8 hitters. They had 2 runners on, and the number 10 hitter comes up, Teddy Berman. Last time we played Teddy Berman, he put a shot in, split the gap between right field and center field.
Let me just interrupt you for a second there. The book on this guy is he's struggling in the year. He comes in under 200, a lot of speed, can't get around, and he made a mark on you guys last week with a homer. Now coming into this week, he already
made a mark. He hit a home run against us. It might have been his only RBI/hit all season.
Yeah, his only hit.
But
really
he plays a good right field. I mean, the first time we played him, he made a diving catch. He had a good arm. He made a play.
Good outfield.
He's an athlete.
Right.
So I said, guys, to my center fielder, guys, close the gap a little bit, because that's where he went last time. But everybody's reading the book on him. He's struggling. He can barely put the ball up the middle. So they let it be. All of a sudden, he takes a 2-1 pitch, takes it, splits the gap again. All of a sudden, it's a 3-run homer, and the kids are up 3-1. He's jumping for joy.
He's like
going crazy. Yeah, exactly. Going crazy. Zool, we get out of the inning, and Zool just gets everybody, and he says, guys, okay, we're down 3-1, you're right. It's a 9-inning game, it's not a 7-inning game. We have time, let's relax, calm yourself down, and we'll get through it. That inning, nothing happened, but in the third, we picked up 2 runs. Pete had Barry had an RBI, and Pete had a sac fly. Pete, he went 0 for 4 on the day, but I don't think there could have been any louder outs than Pete's. They were playing him maybe 400 feet deep, and the kid Elliot Mann was playing him 400 feet deep. He played him like a textball. The kid.
4 across or 3 across?
4 across for Pete. They had 4 across the whole day. But the kid Elliot Mann knew every time where Pete was hitting the ball. Pete was hitting the ball hard, but they were just in the right place. So kudos to Elliot Mann on that. So we tied the game up at 3 in the third. And
I don't have this kind of details in our game. So.
I'm just because I'm more detailed than you. Then in the 5th, Berman comes up again. So we said, okay, we're going to play 4 across for the guy. Same thing again. I told Joey Levy and Billy, guys, watch this gap. Joey Levy was playing a little short in on him. Why, I don't know. Berman hit the shot over Joey's head. Joey tried racing back, tried to catch it, hit his glove, rolled away from him. By the time Joey even picked up the ball, the guy Berman was rounding third. Scored easy, take a 4-3 lead on the number 10 hitter, going 2 for 2 with 4 RBIs.
Unbelievable.
That is stepping up.
Okay. Again, Zool got us in the dugout, and he says, it's a 1-run game. We have the best lineup in the league. We're scoring runs. Let's relax. We'll be fine. We're playing a rookie pitcher. It's fine. And then in the 7th, we put up a 5 spot, and there was no turning back. You had the whole entire lineup came in through. Zool got on with the walk. Barry had an RBI, Pete had RBIs, Teddy, Michael Solomon, Billy, Wedge, everybody was hitting the ball one after another. Not one error. Not one error. Not one. Maybe one was A.B. Franco could have made a play at short. It was a tough play, but the ball was hit hard.
Right.
They were good, solid hits. We put up 5, and we put up 2 again in the 8th. And after that, it's a 10-4 lead, and they weren't coming back.
I made a couple of notes here. Something very surprising to me. Possible Rookie of the Year candidate Isaac Dweck doesn't get in the game at all. How do you explain that to me? Number 1, the kid was the talk of the show for the first 3 weeks. Number 2, how do you not get him involved if you're the captain of the team?
So
I'm gonna finish. Guys like on our team, we have 12 guys on our team. Every one of these guys on our team has a purpose on the team and has a job to do. It's not that we stick them in the field. We need them where they are, and whether they hit or whether they field in the playoff game, it's going to be one or the other for some of these guys, and they understand that and they step up. In my opinion, it's the captain and the leaders of your team to get this kid involved. What is it going to do this conference? Going against Navy now?
So I'll say one on that part. It was poor managing on our captain's behalf.
What's his approach?
Not
gonna
only
be?
that, because the kid came in from deal